Give me a hell yeah!
Welcome to the Call Up Podcast. Join your hosts, Kenny and DJ, for your weekly dose of pro wrestling excitement.
Would you please shut the hell up?
From the latest news to heated debates, we got you covered. Every week, we dive into the world of professional wrestling, sharing our insights and opinions on the hottest topics. Plus, don't miss our top 3 winners and losers of the week. It's always a showdown.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania destroys you?
But here's what makes us different. We want you to feel like you're right here with us. Our goal is to make you a part of the show, because after all, wrestling is better when it's shared with friends. With 2 years of experience in the wrestling media scene, we're more than qualified to bring you the inside scoop and a fun and lively twist.
What the rock is cooking?
Get ready for a funny, loud podcast where you're not just a listener, you're a valued member of the conversation. Welcome to the Call Up Podcast.
You're welcome.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Kenny. It's your boy DJ from the east to the west. It is your favorite interaction podcast. It's the Call Up Podcast. What's going on, DJ?
Hey, we are back again. It's now that the time change. If you look close, you could see there's a little bit of sun peeking around the curtain behind me.
Ooh.
The sun has not gone down all the way yet over here.
Listen, it's still is completely dark here in the East Coast. It's 10 o'clock. For you, it's what, 7 o'clock. So listen. I was happy because today, it was really hot in New York today.
Oh, okay.
And so I went outside. I got to shoot around with my son and stuff like that. And then, it was like 7 o'clock. It was still light out. I was like, "Woo!" I was thinking. I was like, "Man, we should go back outside." And I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna chill in the house."
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Because the music festival Rolling Loud is this weekend here.
Ooh.
And so in about a half hour, you'll probably hear faint bass noise, faint bass. If you do, that's from the concert starting. I think it's going to start in about a half hour.
Then how close is that to you?
So even Tommy could tell you when they came for Mania, they parked their cars here, and then we walked to the stadium to not have to pay that $80 for parking, right? So,
right.
And we even went to there's a shopping center with Red Lobster and stuff, and we went there after night one and chilling. So you could everything's walking distance from where the house is here.
Oh, well, you know what? That's good to know.
Yep.
Because then later on, you can always now I know when I come to the West Coast,
of course,
I'm just gonna oh fuck, I'm just gonna go straight to DJ's area. It's like the cheap. It's the cheapest parking spot I can possibly think of.
More than welcome.
Oh man, but how's been? Hey, so you and Gigi will fit perfectly because the only thing Gigi drinks is Jameson.
Is that the only? I remember we did the show after the Vince thing.
Yes,
and I remember her grabbing the bottle a couple times, and I was like, okay, I'm cool. I'm very cool with Jameson, but I didn't know that was the only thing.
Yeah, that's like her favorite drink to go with. So you'd be like, you know what, if we're all chilling at a bar and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get a round for everybody. The best thing to do is just get Jameson for her. Obviously, because I'm half black. I'll take Hennessy because that's what all black people drink is Hennessy half the time.
I don't.
It's a typical stereotype stuff, you know what I mean? But you're different. You're like the West Coast guy. So, you said Jameson. I don't know what other drinks you would possibly want to drink, but
Uncle Nearest.
Okay.
That's my. If they have Uncle Nearest, that's the first thing that I would drink. If you know the story of Uncle Nearest, you would too.
No, I
Um,
do not know the story of this. So
oh, Uncle.
would you like enlighten us in
So
this?
this, so all, so and this is for all my brothers. Like everybody that's not a brother. Just give us just a second here. Don't turn us off. All right. But you'll probably like this story too. So Uncle Nearest is a whiskey. Okay,
Hmm.
and Uncle Nearest is the slave that taught Jack Daniels how to make whiskey.
Oh.
But of course, we weren't allowed to have businesses and such.
Hmm.
So that's why it's called Uncle Nearest. He had to dress it up a little bit.
Right.
So then years later, the Jack Daniels family, like I have to give it up to the Jack Daniels family, they said, you know what? We want to make this right. Like, so
Hmm.
they gave them the money to distribute more. So now it's a whiskey you can go and get at your liquor store or what have you. Um, but when it's at a bar, that's what I
Hmm.
get.
That is good to know. I've never had that, so I'm kind of curious as to like you got to send me like just remind me in the group chat like the name
Sure.
and like the next time even if I go to I don't really go to bars like that, but I'll definitely go to the liquor
Yeah,
store
I'm not really. Yeah,
and
yeah. Uncle
pick up a
Nearest.
bottle,
If somebody from Uncle Nearest is listening, you want us to
you know.
to
Somebody
to
start
yes,
plugging us in here.
yeah.
Shit.
We will do so happily.
So doing more of the catch up, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is, and I'm gonna blame Phil for
Uh
this
oh.
one from the fake cave.
Uh oh.
It's like I
He
started
made you
going
spend
down
some
this
money.
no.
Okay.
Not really spend any money, but just like looking at like different like documentaries and stuff like that like Netflix has, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like some of them I probably will repeat if I haven't seen it fully. I'll watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Jackie about this, and I was just like, I remember that Jared from Subway got
Yes.
booted from
Mm-hmm.
being the spokesperson of Subway, but
Yes.
and I know he was in some trouble with some like like sexual stuff or whatever, and but I wasn't too like I didn't remember the full story.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not gonna go into full detail on here
Especially
exactly
since we're
what
on
happened.
YouTube and we
Yeah,
would like to get
yeah, exactly.
dismonetized.
You know, but if you guys get the chance, just go on Netflix and just watch the documentary of Jared from Subway.
Oh, I've
My
seen it.
God.
No, it's
I
worse than
was
what you
like,
even read.
yeah. So I was just like, oh my God, like, what is this? I was just
Right.
like, like, I felt so disgusted watching this that I was
Oh
just
man,
like, shit.
it's to this day. It's kind of hard for me to go to a Subway, to be honest with
I
you.
mean, I'll still go to Subway, but
I just hmm. And then
man,
oh look at this, we got a birthday
yeah,
in
we
the
got some
house.
birthday people. We got a fellow Pisces in the house. Matthew says he just turned 30 yesterday. Happy birthday to Matthew.
Got to the third
Jamal,
floor.
he's in the house right now. So is Tyson, and we got some people over on Instagram as well, saying what's up. So shout outs to those people over there, and shout outs to everybody on YouTube and Facebook. We are live on all three platforms like we do every single Thursday here at 10 o'clock. If you guys are listening to the audio version of this right now, give you the nice little plug. But let's get into the news though, because
Oh man,
that's
we got some
we
work.
yeah, going over the list here, we had a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, uh, the biggest news that I would say came yesterday on Wednesday for AEW Dynamite. They were live in TD Gardens. This was their first time being at TD Gardens. They named it was it the Big Business. Um, and the one thing that they did, I was really hoping they wasn't gonna do,
Hmm.
and that was bring out Mercedes first.
Well,
And I remember I told you, I said, DJ, this is going to go in my losers and
you
winners
did.
column,
You
right?
did.
So
Yep.
I figured, I said, you know what? Going with this episode here, I'm just going to throw out my winners and losers as we go on with the news because
Okay.
it kind of fits it. We won't have to
Right.
like backtrack it. So I'm going
Right.
to say winner. I'm going to say winner of the week. I'm going to give it to Mercedes. You got the bag. You got what you wanted because for
Hmm.
supposedly if I could pull up the photo here, you can't really see it too well. I'm gonna just put it on my phone, pull it up from my phone here, and I could read it a little bit more. So it says that her contract is for $10 million. And it's a 3 to 5 year contract with an option to opt out of it in year 3.
So she's there for 3 years.
She's I'm gonna say 3 years. Because I don't see her staying for 5.
No, I don't see her staying anywhere for 5 years.
Right.
Like, I don't care how much money you give her. I don't see her staying somewhere for 5 years.
So right now, this makes her the highest paid women's wrestler in history.
Easily. Like, I bet you that's easily the highest paid.
So the question at the bottom of that of the end of this picture was, did Tony Khan overpay for Mercedes to join AEW? I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yes, because I said it on the Knuckleheads Network, and I say it on Mondays. I'm gonna say it here. She did nothing when she left WWE.
No, I agree.
She had the run in New Japan. She faced Kairi Sane.
Yep.
Kairi Sane decides she's gonna leave New Japan and go back to WWE. Mercedes goes on to wrestle Willow and get hurt, and they give Willow the title, and then she's off on injury for a good couple of months until they decided that AEW was going to knock on her door and say, "Hey, let's do business."
That kind of business.
Yeah,
like a freaking NFL player.
The one thing that me and DJ tell everyone that listens to this show, and a lot of people in the comments, they're already expressing their
it's coming out right now.
Their stuff. They're expressing their stuff, and I'm going to get to everyone's comments. Is if you feel that I am wrong, please, you saw it last week when we gave you somebody's voice note that sent us a voice message letting us know when we said that the Grayson Waller effect had no place in Elimination Chamber.
And he disagreed.
With us. We
aired
it.
Behind what your disagreement, come on, say it. That's all right. We're not one of these that's going to call you like all kind of names because you don't. We don't do that here. So no, we if you got like this is for back and forth. If you got something, come on with it. We're good with this.
See, like on Instagram right now, the Nightmare Marketing 32 said Hunter should have paid her. I don't think Triple H should have paid her anything. Not that kind of money. I don't think he should have paid her
$30 million. No, maybe 50, with the option of $50 million. So you think that she is worth $50 million?
I don't think
$50 million. So like you said, so this was like everybody knew this was going to be her debut, correct? Like we pretty much as a wrestling community knew she was coming out, right? Do you have a photo of the rating?
Yes, I actually do. I'm going to pull that up right now. And this is another reason why this is in my losers column, is because they hype this as much as they didn't hype her debut or like give hints too much, but they did hype up this being that this was going to be the best AEW Dynamite. This was going to do this. This was going to do that. And then this is the numbers that produced it for this show.
CM Punk's first night, what was that, 900,000?
Something like that, yeah. It still didn't break $1 million.
So that's what you paid $50 million for. Was what, about 50,000 people? 50,000 people, maybe
something like that.
People.
See, the Nightmare King. Again, he goes and says, "I'm gonna read his comment here." He's from Instagram. She's worth it all. Other people's best matches have Mercedes involved. That is not true because there's been plenty of matches with women in WWE that have had way better matches, and she was not involved.
Yes, including since she's left.
Exactly.
So you're gonna try to tell me that all the matches that we've seen since she's left, nobody's had their best match? That's not true at all. If you're a Mercedes fan and that's your girl, cool. Like, go buy some merch, go watch the matches. But
go buy that new
I'm
John
going
Cena
to-
like shirt that they made for her.
Exactly. And the fact that her theme song sounds like Walter's theme song with CEO being chanted in the background a bunch of times. So if you like that, go like it. Like, nobody's telling you, like, I'm never going to tell you not to like the wrestler that you like.
Yeah.
Go, but there is no way that she is not a GOAT. She is not worth $50 million.
Well, no, I don't think it's 50 mil. I think it's just 10 million across.
But for 10, or is you said 10 million a year, right?
No.
So she stays the 5 years.
Yeah, okay. No. So it's $10 million. Oh no, it is. It's $10 million a year. Holy shit.
So you see what I'm like? So I did the like. So if she stays the 5 years, if I was her, I would stay the whole 5 years, even if it sucked. and so hurting all, I'd be give me my bag. But 50 million.
That's crazy. Sorry, that's way too much money.
Okay,
that is
you
way
can
too
like her.
much.
It's cool to like. I'm not saying.
I love.
Sucks. I'm not.
I like
that.
and I like Mercedes. Don't get me wrong, I do, but I just think that they overpaid
way
to have her on there.
You will not recoup that money. It's going into her pocket, and is the entire amount is not coming back. That's what's going to happen.
I'm trying to see here what
everybody's
what the people because I looked at it. I looked at Instagram and I was like, okay, I gave Instagram some time. If you guys want, please, anybody who's on Instagram right now, go into the page, click the link, join us here on YouTube, and we can come up. We can come up a little faster, and we can all have a really good discussion. Gus goes, she's out of there after 3. That's the same thing that we said. Gus again. Well, they don't have. Nothing else, and she was the biggest star out there. Yeah, that's true. Collection says overpaid for sure. Clown, he goes, evening everyone, because what's going on? Jamal, overpaid too much. Everyone so far in the chat has said that she's been way overpaid. They can get her at a discount in 3 years. I think WWE will get her at a discount unless she does something major in AEW that's going to say like, oh, you know what? Now TKO and Triple H and everyone else is going to have to back her and say, okay, we can give you 15 million.
So that's my question. So what could she do for WWE to say, okay, we'll give you 60 million for over 6 years or whatever? What could she do? Like, show me when she has pulled that kind of money to where I should pay her that kind of money.
And you seen that everything that she talked about was stuff that she did with WWE. Yeah, there wasn't one thing that she said.
No,
that was outside of WWE.
No, and see, we're starting to see. I think one thing we're starting to see, and I think we got a touch of it with CM Punk, and then we really saw it with Edge,
right?
Or Adam. Adam Copeland. That when there are certain people I just think really need that production value, and that's what we kind of fell for that character was in the whole production. And I think it's going to turn out that she's one of those that needs that behind her to get you into her character, because I give it 2 more weeks that people are going to start getting tired of this theme song. Like the second time she came out, I was already done with it.
I was like, okay. It reminded. I was like, because like the beginning part of the song, I was like, damn, that sounds so familiar. And I don't know. I think it was either you or it was Mike that like sent the video where there was just like, oh, this is how creative
I
AEW
think
is.
that, yeah.
Okay, so it was you. And then I was just like, oh shit, see, fucking Imperium. And
Yep.
it literally synced to each other. And I was just like, damn, I knew it sounded so familiar. And I was just like, okay, like,
Yeah.
listen, we have people in the chat talking about Okada. We're going to get to Okada in a minute.
Oh, man. Yes.
He's the AEW's in my losers column for that one. See, Clown's like, I feel that both Sasha and Charlotte got blown out of proportion. But the thing about it is that with Charlotte Flair, for me, I feel that she's worth the money that you give her because she does things that look good. She's been in situations where her matches look good. The only time that I would say that Charlotte Flair starts to look horrible is when she's unhappy.
That's I can
see
that.
And that's one of her problems. When Charlotte's unhappy, she goes in there and gives you a half-ass match. I don't care if she tells me that she's going in there and giving it her 150%. She's not.
I remember saying that one time. Yeah, that you can kind of tell when she's gonna lose. You can see it on her face when she's walking down the aisle.
Yep.
And it's like that's not professional. Like you gotta,
nope.
You gotta fool me all the way to you lay there for the 3 count.
Okay, so we got a Nightmare that came on. He came from Instagram.
All right.
He came to YouTube. He's like, okay, I came over from IG. The 10 million a year is.
You there?
Yeah, we good. I don't know what just happened here.
We kind of blanked out there. But okay, the 10 million a year. All I got was he got here from Instagram, and then so the 10 million a year.
Yeah, and it says, but 6 to 8 million is a little more realistic.
A year?
I believe so. Yeah. So we're gonna knock off.
Cool. And it's cool that you're a Mercedes fan, and that's cool. And I'm not gonna ever knock anybody for who you're a fan of. But I think you maybe like before you even stay with that, I would say look at what other wrestlers are getting paid as well. Because I think I don't think he knows what the what the comparison is because, and then look at what they're bringing in. Okay, remember this is a wrestling business as well. It's not just throwing people out there for a portion of people to like. You're supposed to be trying to make money as well. So it also comes back to okay, and then who's buying Mercedes t-shirts and stuff like that, and how much of it is being sold as well. You can't get 1 million people. You still haven't gotten 1 million people to watch on her debut. Like this is the high. Like so, right now is the highest is gonna like should be the highest that you can have for whatever she's gonna bring in, and 800,000.
How much is Charlotte getting? I'm not sure, especially if they said that Mercedes is the highest paid woman in wrestling right now. I'm definitely she's not getting. Yeah, I'm definitely she's definitely getting more than Charlotte Flair right now. But I don't know. Like I said, and I put it in the notes. Let the fantasy booking begin.
Yep.
Okay. If they put her in the title picture right away, then what happens to Toni Storm? Because Toni Storm has been killing it right now with the timeless Toni Storm gimmick that she's been doing. You know what I mean? And it's just like she still got you just signed Deonna Purrazzo like a month ago.
Yeah, she just got leapfrogged. That's over. And you already gave Diana a title shot.
Yep.
So this is what I just. They are catering to a fan that thinks, okay, this person's popular, so you're burying them if they're not getting title shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is they're going with this, but it is there. This is what you're starting to see is that once a person gets a title shot, whether they win or lose,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they got there really quickly. So now that's a flash in the pan. That's now that story's over. That wrestler has hit that's like the peak to go for a title.
Yep.
So now what? So that's why you have all these guys that you know, we were all excited for we get excited for a wrestler in this company for 2 weeks, maybe a month, and then that's it. And then they sign somebody else, something else happening. You're in catering, even though you were the hottest thing in the company just a month ago. So this is what's gonna happen. Like this is I see, like Mercedes will be she's gonna win the championship at Double or Nothing. She's going to win it at Double or Nothing. Win. She's gonna be holding up the title at Double or Nothing.
I could see it. I could definitely see that happening because it's just.
And then after that, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, okay," you know.
I listen. All I say this every week. Where is Britt Baker? Because now that you have Mercedes there,
and I see like her posting, like she looks like in shape, and
she's not walking with no knee brace.
no. Now I'm with you. Like, wait, she looks in better shape than she was when she was the champion.
And I made the joke online where I was just like, "Yo, Britt Baker is everywhere but work."
Yep. Must be nice. Like
it must be nice because goddamn, like, can you?
Ooh, Jamal, why you say that? See, now I'm trying not to holler in this mic right now.
Wow.
He said,
you know what? And I can't go and say, because every single time we say something and Jamal says, like, Jamal just jumps right in.
The Simpsons of our show.
Yeah, he predicts these things, so it sucks because now he says it's gonna come true. Deonna Purrazzo's gonna end up going a freaking rampage, and it's gonna suck because now Mercedes is here, so he got the brand new toy. He's like Andy from fucking Toy Story, where like he got a new toy, so the old one is just gonna go away.
And then
so
oh man, he said he could take the Hardys. She could take the Hardys. Deonna could take the Hardys' place. Why you say that?
That sucks.
Because it's probably true. That's why
that's what, you know what it is. You're probably right. That's probably what's gonna happen. Let's see what else we got here in the chat right now. The chat is actually bumping right now, I gotta push it up a little. But on the Charlotte discussion, I think that she's overrated, and I don't know if it's just because the way she's being booked, or because she doesn't like selling, and has turned me off. You know, I can agree with that, Ken. I could agree with it because of the simple fact there are times where Charlotte does things that annoys the shit out of me. Man. And I'd be like, you can sell this better. Mm-hmm. Like, yes, you are a Flair. Yes, you are one of the best women's wrestlers in WWE. You know, that's no denying. But damn, put some people over.
That's part of it.
Don't just do it for don't do it for Becky or for Rhea or Bailey. Like do that shit for Candice LeRae. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck.
Oh man, who's like so big? IWC like Mercedes gonna be back by Mania. No, not this one. Not
this Mania.
Probably like 30-33 maybe or 20-33. And then who's the GOAT?
Chad is like, here, good Jamal. Chris says, sadly, Jamal is probably right. Everyone's agreeing with Jamal. Jamal got the chat rocking right now.
Well, yeah, Gus, who's the GOAT? Who are you saying?
Gus is saying that she's the GOAT. I don't know. He's talking about Mercedes or he's talking about Charlotte.
Charlotte, okay.
I mean, she is, like I said, she's one of the
titles.
She's one of the best.
Yeah.
And you know what? You know what
lot of
sucks is
titles.
when they talk about her title runs, they never acknowledge the NXT title.
That is kind of hilarious. I mean, all those Diva championships, right? That I used to get on me. I used to burn my soul to call it Divas, right? And that butterfly belt, I just couldn't do it. But yeah, like you said, let's just go with when she was on the main roster.
All right, we spent so much time. How much? We spent 30 minutes.
Hey,
on
it's the hot topic
Mercedes
right now.
Renee.
Yeah.
We spent 30.
That is the hot topic.
The
Right now.
chat has spent 30 minutes talking about Mercedes. All right, so let's move on to another topic here. And I put down in the notes here. I put brother versus brother.
Okay.
Let's see what the chat thinks about this. So Monday night, Jay comes out and says that he's tired of all the games, and he challenges Jimmy Uso to a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. Now, we've talked about this before, and we said that this is going to happen eventually, that the challenge was going to be out there. So Chad goes yeet. So it's yeet versus no yeet. It is brother versus brother at WrestleMania. I've said that they need to put this as the first match on the card of night one.
I agree. It's going to set the bar so high for both nights to have them start it all off. It'll get the crowd going right away.
Right.
Because that's one thing about a Mania. I think that opening match is important. It's like, so you got people. You sang the national anthem. You got people in. They got their beer. You're hyped. You already lost your voice, right? Just from hollering, just from being there. So now it's like, okay, now make me excited that I spent $2,000 to be here, right? and then these two guys come out here and tear the house down in the first match. Like that is the correct way to. There's no other correct answer to this.
Right. So I want to see. I told you a week ago the video package that I will want them to. I need them to start. I need them to start off from when they were kids, growing up together, then going into the whole going into NXT together, coming up through the system, doing all these amazing like WWE is good at video packaging
stuff and be like, oh yeah,
So they can definitely tell the story of the Usos in a matter of minutes.
Right.
And then just let them open up night one. Have the crowd. That crowd is gonna go bananas in Philly.
Yes.
Okay. Everyone's just like. But here's the thing that I want them to do though, right? Is let Jimmy come out first, right? And then he's just standing in the middle of the ring, and his brother comes out, and everyone's just, you got everybody in Philly. And he's just standing there looking. And they're just staring at each other, and they're just, whoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that'll do it. 'Cause it's gonna take the energy down if you have Jimmy come out second, because everybody's gonna get hyped to do that.
Yep.
And then Jim, like nobody's, he's the heel, so nobody's gonna be doing anything for Jimmy. So let the crowd be on the peak of doing this, and then all of a sudden they lock eyes, and it's Peter Griffin versus the Chicken, like just like right there before the bell, like that had the bell ringing while they're already swinging on each other.
The question is, who comes out on top?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to wait till we do prediction. I don't know. There was another good question we got was, again, Jamal, where does Solo fit in this? And that's going to be part of the story. It is. Because right now we don't have a match. If he happens to get a match, all I'm gonna say is that he needs to win it. Maybe give him a squash match on a pre-show of one of the nights or something, whatever it is. But whatever that match is, he needs to win. I don't care who he's going against.
My prediction that I thought was going to happen for Solo was going to be Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that they were going to have Randy Orton go up against Solo somehow at Mania, just so he can get his revenge back of just everything that's been going on with the bloodline. But that doesn't look like that's going to happen.
No, I don't think that's happening. No, it'll be some mid-card somebody that'll stick their nose into the business and Solo, you know. That used to be my favorite part of backstage stuff with Roman. He'll be sitting there and then he gets pissed off at you. Solo. So yeah, and then Gus, he was saying this should be Jay Easy, and I'm like, but just 1 second though, Gus, like Jimmy is also, I think he's also proving to be a pretty good character himself.
Yeah.
So saying easy, it's just not that easy for me. Like, yeah, Jay, right. I can see. I think he's a little bit, his character is a little bit above his. I get where you're going, but not in an easy match. I don't think it's going to be easy.
I'm excited for this because the card is starting to the WrestleMania card itself
starting to get going now.
It's starting to get going. We have some good matches that are shaping up to be really great.
Mm-hmm.
There's stories that are going in between, and I feel like there's going to be another story that's going to happen, and that's all of a sudden now. Candice LeRae turns heel. She had a tag team match. Her and Indy had a tag team match with Ivy Niles and Maxine on Monday Night Raw. This was something that's been talked about all through the IWC. If you guys are new to the show, we do cover a lot of the stuff that is being talked about on the internet.
Right.
We're not your typical show that's going to run everything down from Raw and NXT. We're pretty much going over
the same crap either.
Yeah. We're going over all the topics that a lot of the things that we see online. And this was one of them. And I put in the notes, do you think WWE took it too far when they mentioned Maxine's dead brother? I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I know most likely Maxine was cool with this because they're going to run it by her before they even, do anything. And Candice is so sweet. And I've only seen her heel in the indies.
Mm-hmm.
When she was in NXT, it was, but it wasn't to this extreme.
No, she was kind of like a valet heel, right? In NXT, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she was trying to get like Indy to be like when they were doing the way.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like the was it the poison pixie?
Oh, that okay, yeah.
Gimmick.
Yeah, now I remember. Yeah. Now I remember. Yep.
Yeah, there's an action figure of that
there
too. I have it. It's behind me somewhere behind me
in the NXT line. Yep. Nope, you're right. But like you said, she took it another. It looks like she's taking it to past the pixie level now.
Yeah, because Maxine went to go do the reverse worm that Otis showed her to do, and she literally just looks at her and was like, "What are you doing? Was you gonna do it?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's cool." And then she was like, "I'm like, you're lucky, like your dad." I don't remember all the words like verbatim, but it was something like, "You're lucky, like your dead brother's not here to see this." And I was like, "Wow." I was like, "Did we really just go there?"
They went there. Hopefully, Maxine, like because it seems like I'll say she looks like she takes strides every week. Like she's still, to me a little bit stiff, a little bit. But I can tell she's got the heart though.
Right, because she did an interview recently where she said that a lot of those bumps that she's taking, like for the first time, she's taking it on TV.
Wow. Okay.
Which is like shout outs to her for even doing that. You know what I mean? Because like, damn.
I'm telling you, folks, take a bump. Like just
that shit hurts.
yeah, just do it one time, and you'll have a whole nother appreciation. I'll just say that. just take one bump.
Ken is like, didn't they mention Charlotte's dead brother? They did, but I feel like the Flair family, this is just my opinion. I just feel like they just pimped their whole entire family out there.
You could, if you're in the Flair family, you're in the business, you're part of the storyline.
Like they're gonna mention you somehow, some way. But I want to see where this storyline goes next, because I want to see if they're gonna continue to have her. Are they gonna have Candace continue this, or are they gonna have the other women in the locker room keep pushing Maxine to either change her ways and get better, or maybe for her to take some time off? Because remember what Candace said, she goes, all the other women in the locker room feel the same way. Man. So do they feel the same way? Or as next Monday comes, are we going to get more of a confrontation from the other women in the locker room?
Well, see, this is one thing you ever watched the movie The 5 Heartbeats?
Of course.
All right. So I thought I was going to have to be disappointed in you. Okay. So for those of you that didn't see it, okay. So the 5 Heartbeats, like, so they, this group, they grew up together. They end up getting famous, right? So, but they had these two brothers in the group that would always have like these brotherly fights, like just as brothers. And then, so they were, so there was this one night they had a fight while they were performing on stage. And then they start fighting and ripping each other's clothes off and rolling on the ground, punching each other, right? So then their manager is like, hey, it's all right. We just got to teach them how to use everything that happens. So the next show, they have like they act like they're about to fight again. And then but they made it part of the show. They made a breakdown of the song. They tore each other, the whole group tore each other's clothes off, and they had clothes on, like glittery clothes on underneath, and made it a whole thing. WWE does the exact same thing. They know that we think that, for example, we'll go back to Nia Jax, where, she's supposed to be like hurting everybody and everybody's getting hurt, and she's this horrible wrestler that hurts everybody. Now they're saying it in promos when they're going against her now. They're using the stuff that we talk about for us to get involved in the storyline. Because of the internet, they kind of they evolved. Like, you kind of have to do that nowadays. That's what I think is also happening in this case. Like, of course, everybody in the back they're behind her. They're like, I've been there, I've done that before. Like, everything that you're going through, I've been through it. Don't worry about it. We got your back. But in the storyline, we got to say, you're out here fucking up. What, you need to get it together. Like, because we gotta do it. Because you can't treat us like we're stupid. We can see what's happening. So that's what's happening. And that is the correct answer. Like, that's how you do these kind of things.
I'm waiting for Natty to get involved. I feel it happening.
Okay.
Where Natty's gonna get involved in this. Maybe we might get her in the training center with her and TJ somehow, a little clip and stuff like that. Like, she's getting ready for like a big match at Mania. I'm sure they're going to have the women's titles at Mania in some type of fatal 4-way, because you've seen on Monday that they're going to put the tag team titles for the men on the line, and it's like 6 teams. First of all, that's fucking wild already that you have all those people in one match. That means you have no ideas what you're going to do with the men's titles.
No.
Shout out to Ray, because Ray was saying on Monday, this would be a great way to split the titles up, where you have R-Truth and The Miz take the Raw tag team title and grab it and bring it down. And maybe you have like the Street Profits take the SmackDown titles and bring those down. And now the referee doesn't know what to do, because you have 2 teams that took 2 different titles down at the same time.
Or this is where you finally do one or the other, either that or you unify it. Like show us the new title, like how because I feel like there was a WrestleMania they showed like the new women's title or the women's tag team titles I think is what it was.
It was the women's titles.
Yeah, so here's the unified tag team. Once you're the tag team champions, you can go just like the women's, like you can go to either show, or do that. Like do one or the other, not this guy's carrying around 4 titles. Like that's I'm done with that. So
you could tell they're tired of carrying those titles.
Oh God, yes, they're like Jesus. When is Mania? So yeah. So imagine when you're getting on the airplane and oh geez.
The bag is super heavy. Just sitting there doing that. Like no, just at this point, just get it over with and just put different titles, or just put one title, or just split them up like you said. Yep. Because at this point, I don't really.
I've always been for tag teams anyway. Mm-hmm. I've been for one, like how the women are doing it. One tag team championship team, and they go to both brands. That's the way I like. That's my opinion. Because that's how many teams I think we're really interested in watching. To be honest with you, so that's how I would do it. Just one, but here's the problem. I have a feeling it's going to be the 2 titles because of capitalism. Like, come on, man, you're gonna get to sell 2 sets of 2 different looking titles, of course, so that people can show up to the title stand at the events and buy 2 different sets of titles. So
they want to capitalize on that money so bad.
Yes. So that's why I think that's the reason why that's probably what's going to happen.
We don't even have all the people who's going to be in this. Again, there's something wrong with my internet. Yeah, my internet is messed up. So if you guys are listening to this and it's a little choppy, it's probably because my internet is just acting super crazy right now.
I'm like, I got full bars.
Okay. I would say give it to the Street Profits.
And then break up. Like, they might need to break that.
If they don't win this,
then
I would say break them up already.
Right.
Because it's doing nothing. I do have that on my.
You're back.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. My internet is acting crazy. You hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you. Test for the chat. The chat. You guys still with us?
Yeah, I see it on Instagram that we're still on, and we're still on everything else. It just keeps going back and forth. It's just the worst. I'm so sorry for that. They're saying that like 70% of fans right now online in the IWC world is saying that the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley need to break up.
Mm-hmm. Especially, like, I think it's time for I'd like to see some kind of a singles run with Montez.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really feel like he reminds me of, like, say, Booker T.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'd like to see, like, let's give it a shot. I think he's got the personality for it. I think, like, in that last, like, when he was in that elimination chamber, like, minus all of the DX chops, because I think he was just excited. I think his adrenaline was just going so much that, here I am in this spot and I'm trying to show you guys something. Mm-hmm. But take that out of the moveset, and I think he did pretty well in that match as a singles person. So,
yeah.
So, give him a shot. Like, give both of them a shot. Like, let Big Man go out there and do something on his own as well.
Yep. Shout out to John. He's in the building. We actually talked about John last week.
Okay.
He's a part of the NXT crew
mm-hmm.
that we highlighted last week on the show.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy from the video.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
John?
So what's up, John? Good to see you. But yeah, because like you think like when they first came out with the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley mix, I was excited for it. I said, you know what? let's see how this goes. It's going to be something new. They're probably going to finally do something with these three guys. And then all of a sudden, they did this whole. Now they're doing this whole angle with Karrion Kross and AOP, and like they're feuding with each other. And it's just like, okay, but what's the end game to this?
Right. It's just basically taking us back to the Attitude Era where factions would have would have these feuds just because they're factions, you know, just because they're different factions. So we're kind of back to that. So we got Clown is asking, so with every singles title that's locked up, where does Ford fit in that? Well, I guess my answer to that is that of course we're talking about one of the mid card titles. And we have it where Gunther, Gunther is not going to hold on to that title a whole lot longer. And that US title, in my opinion, is up for grabs, if you ask me. Like that, to me, that title is not locked down, locked up at all. So, you got, and if you're gonna make this, you're gonna show that this guy is gonna be a single star, he's got to beat somebody, that. So, that's how you make your star, is that he's got to beat somebody you don't think he's gonna beat. So. Either one of those titles, I think he can definitely grab.
And then John is just like, he's like, to be honest, he's like, sometimes Dawkins looks like he doesn't care. And I think once you start,
I agree with that.
Yeah, once you start feeling that way, I think it's more of a mental thing. Like, you know what? They're not doing anything with us. I'm just here to collect the check and come out every week.
Right.
Whatever plans you guys had for us is out the window, and it's typical because that happens at any job. Shoot, I feel that way now at my job, where I'm just like, I don't think I'm going anywhere, so I just come to work.
I've been at a couple places.
Yeah, I come to work, do what I need to do, and just go home.
Right.
So now imagine somebody in WWE that's just like, okay, I know I'm not getting a title shot. You're not pushing us any further. I'm just gonna go in, do what I need to do, make sure I don't get hurt, collect my paycheck, and go home.
Yep. And Dawkins, he's got a beautiful family. Cause I see him watching the Laker games and stuff on his post. So he's, dude, I got a good job. I'm doing the job that I grew up wanting to do in life. So
because Dawkins has been in WWE for a minute. Like, he was one of the background people for Sasha Banks when she was in NXT.
Wow.
He did stuff with Alexa Bliss when she was in NXT. You know what I mean? Like, he's been there for the shit. He's been there for a fucking minute. I think he was in there way before Montez got in there.
So see, he would be a good. So you're telling me that he would be a good corner guy. So for Tez.
Listen, if they don't do nothing with this group going into Mania, or even after Mania when you're going into Backlash, then just break them up.
Well, you got Bobby Lashley. He's got to finish his story, right? CJ Perry just became single, so so he's got to finish that story.
Exactly. John goes and says, did we talk about Maxine? Yes, we did. We talked about just the overall, we'll go back to it, is just, and as one thing that we didn't talk about is, now that they're trying to bring more to light of her being so new, being so green, what exactly are you going to do with her now? Like, this right here is the opportunity to make her the ultimate baby face.
And John asking, that tells me that there is some interest in that. Just for him to come on late and ask, that says that there's some interest in that story.
Because you have Ivy Niles that's backing her up in this corner. You know what I mean? And we've seen other women come into the WWE system who wasn't that great, like Eva Marie. And I'm not gonna sit here and say that Eva Marie had some fucking really good matches, but there were times where she actually looked good, and I think that Maxine could look way better than her.
Yeah, I think Eva, like you said, like I think she heard too many times that she
Hmm.
has the look.
Right.
So that got in. Well, I got the look,
Hmm.
and then that I think that looks like that's as far as it got. Like, okay, I
Hmm.
got the look, so that's it. Like, so
So John brings up something really interesting. What he just put in the chat right now. He goes, "I
Mhm.
don't feel sorry for her because she doesn't take it seriously. I found out last week she doesn't. I want him to clarify a little bit more as to why she doesn't take it serious because I mean, maybe she doesn't go in for the training part of the of the like the business aspect of it because looking at the interviews that she's done, she's like, "Hey, I go home, I work on some stuff for like her side business. She's still dealing with stuff with WWE. She's back on the road. I
wait,
and it is true. There's not
what
one
she are
thing.
we talking about?
Maxine.
Okay,
So I'm kind of wondering, like, what it like. Does she go to the performance center
either the
and work
performance
out,
center or Natty's.
or Natty's gym and go and work out?
Yeah, because I thought I heard that she did do that, if I'm not mistaken. Like if I'm
Not that I heard of. So I'm kind of
okay, so
wondering
maybe
if
yeah, I thought I heard that, but I could be wrong.
so. Okay, so
Oh,
he
okay.
tells. Okay. So me and John will talk off air,
Okay,
and I'll get a little
some
bit more.
stuff to
Yeah,
so that
I'll
we stay
get.
monetized
Yeah.
here. So
I'll get a little more information, and we'll talk about that
allegedly,
another
some
time.
things
But
that he wants to say allegedly.
okay, so we do here, John, on the show. We do winners and losers. This week, I'm kind of switching it up a little bit and just
Mhm.
adding my winners and losers to everything. Um, huh, this is a big loser for me.
Okay.
Sami Zayn and Gunther are fighting for the IC title at WrestleMania. This is one of my losers of the week. Why? Because you hyped us up so much for Chad Gable. They, that match, that gauntlet match, was an hour.
Yes.
Because me and Ray was sitting here watching it on Monday, and Ray was just like, wait a minute, there's another match, right? And I was like, no, they're putting this as the main event.
Right, because there's so
And
many.
they're giving us a whole hour. So
Right.
they have Ricochet go out there first with JD, and
Which whoever goes out first, they're not gonna freaking win, and I was already
yeah,
mad.
they
So
not for nothing. Ricochet and JD did great.
I'm a
Then you
Ricochet
had
guy, so
then you had Ricochet and Bronson Reed go at it.
yep.
I was surprised that he got the win over Bronson Reed. I thought that Bronson Reed was gonna just squash him, you know.
Oh, John is
And then,
going on.
oh,
John
okay. So,
John shot his shot.
wait. Oh my God. So, all right, hold on. I'm gonna leave John's comment until we finish this right
Okay,
here.
finish this right here. Okay.
We get all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Sammy is the last person to stand there before Chad Gable comes out. Now Chad Gable has the green singlet on. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
this dude is ready for WrestleMania.
Right.
He's ready. They had a knockdown, drag out fight.
Right.
They made Chad Gable look like he was Rocky Balboa. And you give the win to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn does not need this title match. Somebody told, oh, well, Sammy, they haven't done anything with Sammy lately. Sammy needs something big for WrestleMania. Sammy just came off of last year's WrestleMania. The main
and had
event.
a wonderful match at WrestleMania.
He was the main event of night one of WrestleMania
Yeah.
with Kevin Owens. Beat the Bloodline,
Yep.
the Usos,
Yep.
to win the tag team titles. So you can't
unified
sit
tag
there.
team titles.
You can't sit here and tell me they haven't done anything with Sami Zayn.
No, he had a wonderful WrestleMania last year. Everybody doesn't get a whole thing every year. Like it just doesn't happen that way for everybody. And it doesn't mean that you're being buried. It just means that you get your turn. And when you get your turn, just be ready.
So I'm like, come on. So Ken goes and says it's gonna end up being a triple threat match. I think it is gonna end up being a triple threat match.
Yeah, probably so.
I'm really hoping like they
That
put it this way because
that's not gonna really. Nobody's gonna like for that match. They're not gonna really be hyped for that. It's not. People are not gonna really be hyped for that.
Gunther doesn't need to hold on to the title anymore. He already broke the record.
Right.
He's already beaten everybody that you put in front of him.
Right. And so he's ready to win the next Money in the Bank.
Yep.
So.
And then you have. Remember what we said before? It's like you're in Philly. You have the whole Rocky moment. You know what I mean? Anybody who deserves a Rocky montage has to be Chad Gable. Because I swear to God, if you give it to Cody Rhodes, I'm gonna still put that shit on my fucking. I'm gonna put that on my losers column. You don't give Cody Rhodes that Rocky Balboa moment, okay? You give that shit to Chad Gable and you stop playing games.
Oh, Cody Rhodes is gonna be a crimson mass. He's gonna wear the white tights so that the blood will stain the white tights and everything. Watch.
Oh my God.
Watch.
I see it.
Rocky will be Cody. Watch.
Let's pray, ladies and gentlemen.
His whole face is gonna be crimson mass. Is gonna get into his hair, so some of that's gonna be red. He's gonna be all beat, and Crossroads.
I'm telling you, The Rock and Roman Reigns is gonna win night one.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
they're winning night one. I'm sorry.
And they're going to cheat their ass off to do it too. Like it's going to be all kinds of. There's going to be 7 people interfering in that match for them to win it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to go back to John's comment here.
Yeah,
he said I'll talk to you offline.
Right.
Then he goes.
But he couldn't hold it.
Then John comes back and goes, you know what? Fuck it. She stopped going to the PC after she got called up to the main roster, and she thought she was safe when Vince was in power.
Oh.
I think that's a lot of people. I think there was a lot of people that said that. Matt Riddle was one of those people that said the same thing. Oh, just, when Vince was around, they were giving me opportunities and all. Even Bronson Reed, when he first got released and he was doing a couple of interviews, said, oh, well, Vince was really high on me as an athlete, and I thought that I was going to go places. So was, oh my God, what's the other guy's name? He was with Shinsuke Nakamura. Rick Booz. Was another one too that said, yeah, Vince was really big on me. Yeah, because you're a big guy that lifts weights and he likes that shit.
He likes that. And then you got this blonde.
Mm-hmm.
So tall, skinny blonde. I think we all know Vince's what Vince likes.
We already know. And she came in and she said, okay, well, I got this going and they're going to put me with LA Knight and he's going to be my brother or my cousin or whatever it is that they put him as. And that was it. And that didn't work out. And Vince is gone. And now they like, okay, you got to do something with yourself. What can you do? And now she's stuck in a hard place where she's just like, it's either I sink or swim. And I think that's probably what they're doing with her now. And this is why we're seeing the things that we're seeing now. It's because they want to see, can she swim if we just throw her in the middle?
I don't think it's working out, man. Like like I said, I think she's just not an athletic person. Like I just like there's just some people that because I feel the same way about Britt Baker. Like she's in shape, but she's not an athletic person.
Oh, you get her in that PC. Once she gets released from the jail that they call AEW, okay, she's gonna be looking like Jade out this shit. Have you seen Jade lately in the working out?
Yes, I did. I saw
she's
that.
She's getting a whole lot better. She's getting in that WWE system. And once you put Britt Baker in that WWE system and you repackage her as a dentist, they're gonna show you. WWE is gonna show Tony Khan how they should have marketed Britt
She can
Baker.
already talk. Like there's no doubt about that. You give her a microphone, you're gonna be interested in the match. Like she has that talent for sure.
Right. Let's see here. I gotta go back to the comments because like clown is just like, of course they're gonna win night one. Don't need Miss Cleo to tell you. Oh my god, you could tell his age now. You could tell Clown's age when he mentions Miss Cleo because no young person is gonna remember Miss Cleo but us.
I.
You know, call me now.
Oh, honey, he's not in love with you. You need to leave him right now.
Ken goes, we all know Vince likes blondes that carries heavy luggage at the top. If you catch my drift.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, no, we catch a drift. We know exactly what you're talking about.
We know.
And John, since coming into the chat here, has been red hot. Her peers was telling her to continue training, but she didn't listen. And that's what happens. Listen, when you don't listen, when people give you advice and you do not listen, the next step is sink or swim. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you nothing no more. I'm just gonna let you handle. You know what you're doing, no problem. I'm gonna let you handle it and see what happens. And then when you fall, they're gonna tell you, well, I told you.
Yep.
You should have done X, Y, and Z, but you didn't want to listen
because you thought
now look
like you.
now you look crazy. And that's for me. I feel like with Nia Jax, when she was in WWE, she was still trying to somewhat, because you've seen the stuff like on Total Divas and all that other stuff where she was kind of trying to like better herself a little bit, but she was just getting like fucked up breaks here and there. And then everyone's just like, well, she's protected because she's a part of the bloodline. You know, she's The Rock's cousin and she's not going to get fired. Look at Tamina. She's been there forever and she's never gotten fired. Shout out to Tamina for just retiring and leaving without even saying anything.
And because how many injuries did Tamina have? Like, because it seemed like weren't her knees all messed up?
Something like that. Well, I know, like,
wasn't she wearing the Steve Austin knee braces by the time?
Yeah, because Nia had both knees worked on.
Oh,
so
okay. I mean, I was just talking about Tamina, but yeah. Oh,
yeah. I mean, they all got.
Well, I mean, they do high. I mean, again, like go do the Jimmy Snuka. Like, you know, there's a reason why Jimmy Snuka always had like those big old knee pads when he would do his move. Like that's I'm telling you, this stuff is hard on your body, man.
John says, anyways, make sure I use my WWE shop link. John, just drop it in the comments. We'll definitely put it up there for you. We always support people that support us, so definitely let us know what that link is. Let's see here. Jamal has something else. Is it me, or did it seem that everything about Britt Baker went out the window when Adam Cole signed with AEW?
You know where I can pinpoint where it all went downhill.
Yep.
It was the Owen Hart tournament when they
had both of them win,
and then everybody's like, because you know that crowd does not like that. They don't like that. That particular crowd does not like that. So after that, it was a nosedive at least for Britt from that point on.
Yep, because she did the whole thing with Jamie Hayter.
Yep.
And then that kind of like fizzled out where they were like the best friends.
Lady DX, the ladies DX showed up, and then that was it.
And it was just like, okay, now what? John says, are we going to WrestleMania? No. Unfortunately, I'm not going to WrestleMania.
Not this time.
But we did talk about next year's WrestleMania. We'll be there.
Vegas, so.
Yeah, hopefully it's in Vegas because I'm trying to win some money.
And see, yeah, that would be better for me this year. Just one of those weird years for me. So, thank you, John. And like I said, this show we don't say the same stuff that we don't do the whole thing where you just jump. We're not sheep on this show. Like we we have different. You're gonna hear some different stuff when you listen to this show.
So it's you look at Britt Baker's career now, and I keep saying it, like I always say the same thing. It's just like, yo, she's everywhere but work, because you went to the Super Bowl and you was hanging out.
That's right.
But
and
you
was
can't come to
chilling
work.
at the Super Bowl.
You out here
was she
taking.
doing shots with Taylor Swift?
I don't know. Listen, if they could have got that close, I'm sure enough they probably would.
I feel like she was in that, like when they had Taylor Swift doing shots on the big screen. I feel like she was in that shot.
I wish that would have been a good look for AEW.
Oh,
if she would have been,
absolutely.
If she would have been that close, they probably would have brought her back on TV if that was the case. But that didn't happen. She didn't accomplish that goal yet.
You didn't get close enough, so you just go back to eating celery and catering.
Go back to Florida. Go, handle some dental work, and that's it. Because that's exactly what she's probably doing. She's probably in the office working, doing that regular 9 to 5, checking out her old clients, and just sitting back and was just like looking at Mercedes and was like, oh, okay, you're taking my spot again. That's cool. Another person taking another spot. Wait, Britt is living her best life singing for Zach Bryan. Oof. If this is what she wants to do with her life, okay.
All right, yeah. And then let's see, and then just kind of you said something about the new camera angle on Raw.
Yeah, so there was a new camera angle that they used on Raw. I know we noticed it when the Kabuki Warriors were taking on Zoe Starks and oh my god, why I can't remember her name. Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Like when they introduced them, they used like an 8K camera, which I thought was really cool the way they did it. We haven't seen that type of like camera, like so much sharpness since SmackDown. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, because they never did it for Raw, so this was like the first time that they did it, and it was like so different. I'm hoping that they continue using this. I'm hoping that they continue like every single match to use that. I think the only way we'll probably find out is when next Monday comes and they have some type of title match that they'll do it that way. But I thought it was cool.
Mm-hmm. No, I did like you said, it brought like a give us something like you could tell they were playing around with it to see what are other things we could do. Can, like when somebody's about to do like a big spot, can you do it at, like see somebody going through a table in 8K, so,
right?
So I think that's what they were doing there, which I don't mind. Like, hey, Raw is the show that you can play around with stuff. You got 3 hours, right?
Yeah,
so
you ain't got nothing but time.
Yeah. And then just going back here, yeah, we actually did apply.
Yeah, we did apply for the media pass for WrestleMania. Unfortunately, we got denied. We didn't get selected, which is not going to stop us. Shout out to everybody that would help us get there once we get to SummerSlam in the summer. We'll reapply again and see where we go from there.
Yep.
Speaking of SummerSlam, that was announced that SummerSlam is going to be in Cleveland.
That surprised me.
That surprised me too, but there were rumors out there that Cleveland was the front runner for this year's SummerSlam. Obviously, The Miz is very happy about that. He posted something about Cleveland and it being a SummerSlam because that's where The Miz is from. Who else? Logan Paul was the one who announced it on his podcast that it was going to be in Cleveland, and he's already saying that he's going to do something big at SummerSlam, that he's still going to hold the United States title all the way into SummerSlam.
Oh God!
If this is true,
if Mike Tyson doesn't break his freaking jaw.
Well, no, that's his brother.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Which that's another thing we didn't even get into last week. Like we'll close the show out with that one because I don't know
Okay.
what the fuck Mike Tyson is thinking. But if you're gonna have Logan Paul at SummerSlam and still have this United States title, right? Give us the match that I've been asking for. I need Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny. I don't know if Bad Bunny's concert tour is still going to be going on when the summer hits in August. But if it's not, I'm really hoping that Triple H makes that call and he comes in and he gets this match going.
Right.
Because it's Cleveland. You're going to need a whole bunch of people to go to Cleveland.
You're gonna have to have a card. Yeah. No, let's be real. Let's be real. Like you're gonna need a card for people to go. Now the people of Cleveland are gonna show up.
Of course, they're gonna show out.
But just for that little bit of extra, because people get these events because they want that out of town tourist money too. Like so you want us to go to Cleveland, you're gonna have to give us a reason to go to Cleveland. Like this, let's just be real. That's not. I'm pretty sure people that's listening to us in Cleveland. I'm not talking.
We love you guys.
Yeah, but we're just not a lot, right? So you guys will probably come on and tell us that there's not a whole lot. But yeah, let's see what like that. That'll be definitely bad. Yeah, to have like a total celebrity kind of wrestler match for a title that would be interesting.
Ken goes, what do we think about Logan Paul?
Well, like the man is that like so one thing you have to say is that he's doing the work. Like no matter what you think about him, no matter what kind of personality, like if you don't like his personality or whatever, which I think most of it is a work. His personality. I think he knows I can sell just as many tickets being an asshole. Because people like Muhammad Ali, they're like people will buy tickets to both watch me win, and some people will buy tickets to watch me lose as well. So, but yeah, he's doing the work. If you come into this doing the work, like you for real, and you take it seriously, to me, I'm okay with it. I'm not one of these people that think that you got to spend 5 years in high school gyms for wrestling for $20 to be a real wrestler. I don't buy that. Like, I think it shows that if you're doing the work, the man shows up in shape. We've seen him save other wrestlers from falling on their head. Okay, so obviously he gets what's going on in the ring. So I don't have any issue with Logan Paul.
My take on Logan Paul, I think he's adapting to the business very well. I think WWE is smart in the way they market and use him because they could just sit there and be like, you know what, we could put you on the road and put you in a couple of house shows, but then you kind of lose the mystique of Logan. Like you're paying to see him come to like a Raw or a SmackDown event. So you want, this is my opportunity to see him there. Like when he was here at the Barclays Center in New York, I got to see Logan Paul. This was the first time that I've ever seen Logan Paul in person. So it was great to see. He's good to do these high flying moves because guess what? He's crazy enough to do it because he's going to use this. He's using WWE the way WWE is using him. They want him. They're using him for his social media presence.
That's what I was going to say.
And he's using them to get into more doors that he maybe can't get into.
Yep.
Like he's one of the sponsors now for WWE that they put the logo of the Prime logo bottle in the middle of the ring.
Which I know that is done to further do the heel thing. I know exactly that's what that was for.
But how great is that? Yes. And guess what happened? We went to the store. My son saw the bottle sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, that's the new Prime that Logan Paul was talking about on SmackDown." They did their job.
Right.
All parties in this did their job correctly.
Yes. And like I said, he's not a bum. Like he's definitely not a bum in the ring. So
nope. Clown is like, I want the 2 years with just a hot dog and a handshake. Let's see what Ken has to say here. Ken says, I think he's a solid heel, not the greatest, but he's solid as hell. But yeah, he's the wrestling version of Floyd Mayweather. Everyone wants to see him get beat up.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true.
That is true.
But look, Floyd went undefeated. So somebody's doing something right out here.
Well, I mean, when you get to pick all your opponents.
He's a sponsor of the Lakers too. Really? No. Is he?
I didn't like that. I gotta look
into that.
Yeah. But that's interesting.
That is interesting to know.
Yeah.
Especially we're both Laker fans, so it's just like,
right. That's interesting because I didn't see because I'm used to seeing like whoever's on the lapel of the basketball jersey, right? That's who I think of as a sponsor.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never seen Prime on their jersey before, but if he's got some kind of minority sponsorship there,
I know he's been trying to get Prime to be.
I saw it
in the NBA.
Day, so.
I mean, well, they market that thing everywhere, but he's been trying to get it into the NBA, but the NBA shut it down and was just like, "No, we're sticking with Gatorade."
I think they kind of have to, yeah.
They've been with them forever.
Right. No, I think it's
it just happened this week. Oh, I need to definitely check that out. He said it just happened this week, so I definitely have to check that out.
Yeah.
So, hey, listen, shout outs to Prime if they trying to slowly but surely get themselves into.
Oh, when I see it was at Dollar Tree, that's not a bad thing, by the way. Like that's not me making fun of. Like when you got to understand when you get a product into Dollar Tree, you're doing something. Okay, right. Like it's the opposite of what you're thinking. No, your product's in Dollar Tree, you're doing something right.
So John backed that up. He said it's true. Damn it, Lakers. Why?
Because they got to pay all them contracts. He's probably going to. The Dodgers will probably get some Prime too because of the contracts they paying out.
So Leo, who's a new person here, he just came into the chat right now. Shout out to Leo for jumping on. Okay. He brought up a really good question. He goes, would Paul's brother Jake, should he cross over to WWE before the Tyson match? I think he should do it after because he's gonna make that right now. He's making that Netflix deal money. They're getting paid to have this put on
Pauls
Netflix.
Have no issue with money. Like they could basically make whatever moves they want to at this point for fun. Like now they're doing this for fun.
Mm-hmm.
they're basically getting paid to have fun at this point. I'm making fun of it. This is an exhibition fight, by the way, with Tyson. Like they're barely gonna they're gonna slap gloves. Is basically what they're gonna do.
Listen, if Tyson doesn't fucking check him in the gut and knock him on his knees at least once, I'm shutting it off.
I think it is gonna happen at least once.
Because you've seen Tyson in the ring.
Yeah. I've seen him training, and I'm just like, no, I would not get in there with him right now. Like you would have to pay me an exorbitant amount, and he's hitting me one time, and I'm laying down. Like that's what's going. Like that's what would happen.
Somebody asked me too. That was like, "Yo, would you fight Mike Tyson?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll fight Mike Tyson." You know how much money they're gonna give you to fight Mike Tyson? Like, I'll take a punch from Mike Tyson and let him knock my teeth out. Because at least I know when I wake up, I could get brand new teeth, and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of million in my pocket.
Oh, I'm selling like hell. Is what's happening. Mike's gonna be like, man, I didn't think I hit him that hard. You didn't, Mike, but
I'm putting my face out there. As soon as the bell rings, I'm gonna try and run in a circle. I'm gonna put my arms out like this. I'm gonna like, what? And I'm gonna what? And I'm just gonna let him hit me. Like that's just it. This is gonna be the quickest. I don't give a, and people are gonna say, "Oh man," but they're gonna make fun of you for life. I don't give a shit if you make fun of me for life because
You
guess
can
what?
laugh at me all the way to the bank.
You're broke and I'm not.
Oh, that's funny. That's basically what Buster Douglas did after he got that crazy ass win he got. Oh man, that was funny.
I seen that they're trying to change it from E.
They're gonna go back into that fight with the World Wildlife Federation or Foundation, whatever it is. I do like it. Like even the logo looked better with the F on the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like those. Like that if they can do that, I'm all for it because to me it was just in the World Wrestling Federation. It just sounds better.
So much better.
So if they can do that, I'm all for it. Shoot, I'll probably get some more merch.
That's true. Let's move on here.
Okay.
I put down what's next for Warlow. So this past week, Warlow got his world title shot against Samoa Joe. This match was okay. It was a typical big man match between Samoa Joe and Warlow. I would have thought that at some point, the rest of the faction that Warlow is with probably would have came out and helped. That wasn't the case. And then Samoa Joe finished the match, choked him out. I said, don't give up. I was screaming at my TV, come on, Warlow, do not give up. But he passed out. And once again, they're continuing the storyline between Swerve and Samoa Joe. Mm-hmm. But like I said, what's next for Wardlow? The last couple of weeks was, I'm coming after your favorite superstars. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be world champion. Adam Cole is like Dr. Evil coming out there wheeling himself every week, saying that Wardlow's gonna bring the title back home. He doesn't make it happen. He gets finished by Samoa Joe. So what is next for Wardlow? Because it doesn't look like Tony Khan has any faith in Wardlow at all.
Man, I don't like. So we talked about Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and how her body language is, and how her how she looks in the face when she's walking down, and she's about to lose a match.
Mm-hmm.
I can say the same for Wardlow. Like I can see him. He does not look into it like he used to be. Like when he was tearing it up, like about a year and a half ago. This is not the Wardlow that we saw back then. Okay. And he does not fit in this group. There's no reason for him to be in this group. Like the only reason for him to have been in that group was to turn on MJF for, the stuff that happened way before, going way when he was his MJF's bodyguard. Mm-hmm. So that's the only reason why he made sense in the group. And now MJF, we haven't heard from MJF in months now, so he looks even further out of place in this group. We know Tony Khan doesn't like big guys. If you're a big muscular guy, you're not going to win in AEW. It's not happening, and you got to sell for the little guys. I just come to terms with it. Like that's basically what they want to do. That's what they that's what we're looking at. All right, I have to put that out. I have to go ahead and suspend my disbelief a little bit more when I watch AEW.
That's why I was surprised that Samoa Joe is champion.
Oh man, I mean, I damn near thought Hook was gonna win when he went against Hook. I was like, they're about to give this to Hook. Look how he's doing, like he's got Hook. Hook is clotheslining him and he's turning inside out for Hook, and he's 100 pounds heavier than Hook.
That should never happen.
So. I guess when I watch AEW, I gotta just turn it all off, right? Um, so Wardlow is like, so he is one of those like we don't do this on like so. For those of you that are new to our show and those of you who listen to our show know that we don't do this often. But I am saying I think he's ready to go to he's like I need to go to WWE.
Yeah.
And we don't do this on this show. We don't go, oh, this guy lost a couple of times, he's ready to go to the other show. We don't do that here. I'm saying that for Wardlow. Like I think he's ready. He's like I'm never going to reach my peak here. They're not they gave him a glass ceiling. You're too big. You don't go 200 miles an hour like
right.
Like the other guys do. We're not gonna. This is as far you get a title shot and lose. That's gonna be your.
And that's what sucks because when Wardlow was happy and he was doing these matches, he was there. Like he was like producing good matches.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He was showing that he was making some type of improvements in his in-ring, you know.
He was over.
Yeah.
Like people were chanting Wardlow like they would chant Goldberg. Like he was over.
Ken goes, Samoa Joe deserves so much better in WWE. And that's true because all those, I look back, and especially if you look at a lot of the videos that we post about Samoa Joe on the Instagram page, he did some great work. He was great on the microphone.
If he didn't get hurt in that damn stupid commercial, I think that would have. I think that was kind of what kind of happened. Like, if he didn't get hurt in that commercial, I think everything would be fine. But that was kind of the beginning of the end right there.
Leo says Wardlow needs to move out of AEW for a while. He does.
Yeah.
He does because
like I said, we don't even do that on this show. We don't just he needs to go over. We don't even do that here. But I'm telling you, this is the one time this is an exception. I think he should go over there. He should go to WWE.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think WWE at this point, with the marketing team, the creative team that they have, they'll do so much better for Wardlow than what he's doing now in AEW.
Imagine him and MJF like end up like as a pair again, like just all of a sudden show up to a WWE show as a pair. Like he's back being like his backup and MJF talking smack.
That would be interesting, especially just the way that they ended their relationship in AEW,
right? And
now they kind of rekindle it in WWE.
Like they did us both wrong, and now we're here in the big leagues, like kind of thing.
So Ken goes, how do you think MJF would be in WWE? I don't think we're gonna get the same MJF. If MJF decides to go to WWE, I don't think that we're gonna get the same MJF that we're getting now in AEW, just because WWE is more family friendly, and they're not gonna have you curse up a storm the way he does at times. But I think if they package him the right way, he's gonna be over.
Well, I mean, I will say though, they like The Rock says a lot when he goes. Like The Rock, I think forgets something. Like I think he just lets himself go.
But you gotta realize
he forgets
The Rock, the Rock is a legend, so they're gonna let him shoot off the hip,
right? Which I get. Like I know that and I get it. But I think they're not. I think that's just kind of a thing people say that they're PG, and I just think they have a mindset of, well, okay, we don't need to bleed every single night, every single match, okay, or every single pay-per-view. Like let's make it for like for a real dramatic moment that somebody gets busted open, and stuff like that. But I've heard them say all kinds. I like still not to the extent of AEW, of course. Like they just say they say whatever on that show, and that's fine. But yeah, it'll be a little bit more watered down. But I still think he's gonna be that tweener like Roddy. Like he's gonna be, people are gonna cheer for him, but he's gonna cheat He's gonna, he's gonna talk. He's gonna talk that he's better than everybody. So that's the way I see him. It'll be like a modern day kind of a Roddy Piper is what I see MJF.
How bad of a hit would that be for AEW if MJF crosses over to WWE?
I think with what's currently happening, it would be a pretty bad hit because you got so they signed everybody that the IWC would want them to sign this was the best possible scenario. Mm-hmm. So it's so you got every advantage when it comes to roster according to folks, right? So there should be no more excuses. So so here it shouldn't matter that you lost MJF and we're gonna just say Wardlow. You guys got Okada and you got Mercedes, you got so you got everybody. So there should be no excuse, right? This means that you guys should be the hands down the best wrestling show on TV. This is what you told us about these guys, these folks that you said that you're signing. This is what I hear from IWC. These are the best wrestlers in the world. Okay, show me right now. Here it is. You're in America every week on television, on regular cable. Show me that you are the best wrestling show.
But DJ, even with having Mercedes there and having Okada there and having Jay White and having the Gun Club turn on the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn, they still didn't produce $1 million. And this is the issue that I had where I said, why are you putting her out first? And that was one of my losers for the week was AEW putting Mercedes first. We all know that she was going to debut at the TD Gardens.
Yep.
Okay. We knew that she was in the building, but make them wait. It's just like when Cody Rhodes debuted at WrestleMania. Everybody knew that Cody Rhodes was going to be at WrestleMania. Right. When Triple H told Seth Rollins that he was going to get his mystery opponent, or was it Vince? I think Vince told him he was going to get a mystery. He was going to get a mystery opponent, and he was going to meet him at inside the ring at WrestleMania, and then out comes Cody Rhodes. Everyone knew
with his theme music. Yeah, that was the thing that blew my mind.
That he was gonna he was gonna be there. But the thing that gets me is that make them wait, make them a little more suspenseful when it happens. So now you have the second hour going into Dynamite, and then you debut her. Mm-hmm. So you could still get those views. Maybe it would have went up a little bit. Maybe you would have hit the $1 million.
Here's what I would have done, and I think this would have gotten $1 million. Again, let's go outside the box. Okay, we already saw all these people that you debut come out and do some kind of thing, like some segment or say something. Okay, we just saw Okada last week. Okay, do something okay. I would have made it the main event match. I would have had her wrestle somebody last night.
Okay.
In during that match, the ratings would have, by the end of the match, you would have been at $1 million.
Yep.
Guaranteed. I guarantee it. I don't even care how good. It doesn't matter who she wrestled. The fact that she was in she came out with the theme song and all that and wrestled, you got $1 million. You had 1 million people watching by the end of the show. And you could have done that whole segment after that match, and then she says, "Hey, I'm home," and then have people whoever come out and mess with her. You could have the same segment at the end, but you would have had 1 million people watching at that point.
I'm mad we're still talking about.
Can somebody hand me a pen? Can somebody give me a pencil? I think I can do this job.
Oh my god. All right, let's move on because we got 2 more things to talk about, and then I guess that's that we got winners and losers. Well, we got your winners and losers because I'm completely done
you
with
already
mine.
you shot yours off already.
I shot mine off already. Cody Rhodes had a segment on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like this was one of my losers of the week because now you're sitting in the middle of the ring and you're crying. I'm done with Cody Rhodes crying.
Bubba Ray.
I'm done. I don't want to see you in the middle of the ring crying. I don't want to hear about your daughter. I don't want to hear about your dad. I don't want to hear about the way the bloodline treated you. Go in there and finish the fucking story already, please.
Yeah, at this point, you guys don't need a segment with Cody to come out and talk anymore. We don't need it. We're already sold. You sold us on the 2 matches. We're good. We don't need anything else. Okay, like you're saying. Bubba Ray on their show said, if you're gonna cry, cry. Like, don't act like you're crying. Cry all the way. Let it out. Like, cry all the way while you're while you're hollering in the mic, and walk off. Like, don't And then that should be the last until the go home show. That should be the last time we see a promo from Cody. We're good. We know the story. We're interested. We don't need another promo. We don't. So I can see why you.
You see Ken is tired of the story too. He's just like, I'm tired of this Cody story, and a lot of people are getting tired of it.
That's why everybody's like, let's just finish it, please. Like this, please just finish it. It's a 2-year story. Like, okay,
Should I get off the pot?
Right.
Like,
all right.
If he doesn't win, if you don't win at WrestleMania, I don't want to hear about the story.
No, the story's over. Then that's how it ended. You lost. That's how it ended. I just did you see the on Amazon? Did you see that Snoop Dogg movie with the kid where he's coaching the kids?
I haven't seen that yet.
All right, I won't ruin it for you, but it ended the way it ended, and that's the way it ended. Okay, so now. The first Rocky, right? The first Rocky he didn't win.
Yep.
But it was so good. We were like, okay, but okay. So Rocky 2, he finishes it, right?
Yep.
So all right. Then the last it was Uncle Howdy, right?
Yes. So wait, hold on. Before we get to Uncle Howdy, so Ken goes and says he got Seth Rollins turning on Cody. I say the same thing because Cody's gonna lose. It's gonna be Cody's fault that they lose night 1. And somehow Damian Priest is going to interfere and he's going to cash in. He's going to cash in on Seth. Seth is going to blame this whole thing on Cody.
Yep.
And that's how Cody's going to lose at Mania. That's just my prediction there. Again, Ken is agreeing with you when it comes to movies that you've recommended tonight. He goes, the movie is great. It's a great watch. I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna sit down and watch it, and obviously we'll talk about that. That is a great. Jamal brings up a good person as a loser for the week, and that is Miro, because Miro and Lana, aka CJ Perry, they broke up. That was on TMZ out of all places, where they're gonna remain friends and do stuff online, like on screen,
kind of like The Rock and and his ex-wife.
I don't know about all that, but okay. I heard Miro went back to Bulgaria, where that's where he's from, I believe, right? And because he's just heartbroken, which I don't blame him. Like,
I don't blame him either. Yeah,
he's 7 years together. Like,
divorce. You know what I mean, I can tell you from experience.
Wow, well, I'm not divorced. Hopefully, that doesn't happen.
No,
but
that's not happening to you. But I can. Me and probably I'd say a handful of people listening to us right now can tell you it fucking sucks.
Jamal says to see Clown said it took Dreamer over 2 years before he actually beat Raven.
That's true.
Wow. I forgot about that.
And Raven used to kick his ass the punishment that Tommy Dreamer took from Raven. I'm surprised that he does a talk show nowadays. That's how bad those beatings were. Handcuffed to a cage, like,
oh, I've seen those,
arms out, taking chair headshots. Like, so okay, that was ECW.
Jamal does not want to hear Dave LaGreca rant about Cody Rhodes and his story anymore.
Oh my
So
god! Yeah,
we only
he's
got a
calling
couple
Cody
here.
his people champ. Dave has gone all the way into the kayfabe of, and I love it. That he had this back and forth with The Rock, and now he's all like when you listen to their show, they're all the way into the kayfabe of the story, and I like it. Like
I would
go
love
ahead, Dave.
to. I would love to get Dave in here
Yes,
just to chat with us about this.
but
You know what I mean?
we'd have to go. We'd have to be with him though.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
no.
yeah,
Totally. Like we're
yeah,
all gimmick in
yes,
for this conversation that we would have with him.
yeah. Come on, Dave. We'll treat you right.
But the last topic we have here on the show is did you put on here was Uncle Howdy.
Mm-hmm.
For the last couple of months now, we've been getting these videos from Bo Dallas, talking about his brother, talking about creative stuff in WWE. I'll let you finish the rest because I know you probably have a lot more insight on this than I do.
Well, I just I thought it was like, you had Judgment Day out there, and you thought it was just gonna be the normal, everybody boos
Mm-hmm.
Damien at the end, like when he tries to say the last line of the thing,
Mm-hmm.
then boom, like the thing flickers, he walks out, everybody's got put the phones with the flashlights
Mm-hmm.
up. So it was I thought it was cool. Let's see what I like to see where they're going with this.
Right.
Because I'm okay with them. Let's continue the legacy with it. I'm with
Mm-hmm.
it. And I they're at in when you watch the video, it's like, oh, is he joining the Judgment Day? I don't think so. So let's I like they're giving us little nuggets, and
Mm-hmm.
let's see where it goes. Because we haven't seen Bo Dallas in the ring, and
In a minute.
yeah.
He was at the Dominic wedding. I seen him
True.
and Liv
Yep,
Morgan.
that's right.
They were guests at the wedding.
Yep.
But the videos that they're producing and they're posting online have been really good because they're involving other people from NXT, from Monday Night Raw, from SmackDown. So it's just like he has his hands in everything.
Right. So
And I think that's so perfect. I don't know if this was just like all his idea mixed in with a couple of things, maybe like from Bray when they were working on this stuff, or like creative is working with him and was just like, hey, we should sprinkle this in and use this. And I'm excited to see what's next. I want to see what else are they going to produce where they're going to say, okay, this is how we're going to debut you to come back. So let's see what happens with that. Let's go. That was the last thing that we had on the notes here. And then so this week now we're going to our winners and losers. Obviously, winners and losers is sponsored by Ringside Collectibles. If you're tired of going to Target and Walmart and looking in the shelves and finding nothing that you're looking for, try Ringside Collectibles. They have a WrestleMania sale going on right now. And if you go on there and you find yourself an action figure that you're looking for, because I'm actually going on there this week because I got myself a Cody Rhodes and a Randy Orton figure for my son because that's what he asked for. I did use the code word that I'm about to give you right now, and that is the call up. If you use the call up, it will save you 10% on your order, and that is every single time you use Ringside Collectibles. If you use that code word, it's going to save you 10%. Trust me, it does go a long way, especially with shipping. If you want to get something a little bit faster, go for the express shipping. Use the 10% discount. It's going to slash off the shipping, and you're going to feel like you're only paid just for the figures itself, and it saves a lot when you think about it. You know what I mean? Especially when they have like all these sales that goes on in the
sales are
on the website.
Yeah, because they got a huge warehouse. They have the damaged packaging that they take and it's just like a little nick in the corner of the box or something.
Yeah, when they tell you that it's and let me give you a little insight if you don't really buy stuff from Ringside like that all the time. If you go on their website and you see that they say that a package is damaged, sometimes it's a little bit of the carding came off. If you're a person that's just going to open it, that's your best bet.
That's it.
Buy the damage package. It's not like the red thing is ripped apart. It's probably something that's a little tear, and they can't sell it to somebody as a mint. You know what I mean? So it saves you a couple of bucks, and then you add the code word. It saves you a whole lot more. So you if you save $3 off of a damage, and you put the 10% discount, it's going to save you another $3. That's $6 you save there. You can't go wrong.
Or for my California people, like that's our tax. Like that means we don't pay tax on it since we're 10% tax over here.
Exactly. Leon's in the building. What's going on, Leon?
Leon the King.
Leon.
So let me give my winners. Like so Kenny has sprinkled his winners and losers in during the show. I wanted to go ahead and wait for our segment. So one of my winners is the crowd that was at Big Business. I think they filled the building.
Mm-hmm. It's about time.
And B, they were every time they had the CEO chant going, and they were into it. They were into that main event. I'm gonna ease off on. I'm not gonna put I know I usually put Rio in the just for her having a match usually. So I'm gonna be nice. My other winner was the announcement of the 6-pack ladder match for the tag team titles. I think that's gonna be some crazy shit, and I can't wait to see who's gonna be in it and the stuff that they come up with. I can tell, they're gonna come up with something some crazy stuff that happened with those ladders,
right?
So that's a winner. And then my loser is the Mercedes theme song. By the second time I was already tired of it. Watch.
You don't like the whole CEO.
I give you 2 weeks.
CEO.
To Walter's theme song. So
you don't like the techno version of Walter's theme song?
I do not. And the CEO is off. So I guess I'm kind of an audiophile, and when I used to DJ and stuff. So the CEO is off. It's offbeat.
Right.
So that's driving me crazy. and then I'm like, but wait, and then it's somebody else's theme song going on at the same. I'm telling you, I give you 2 weeks. The second week, you're gonna come on here and say, DJ, you were right. I'm tired of hearing that song.
Oh my god.
It's a mess. I'm sorry. it's a mess.
What else you got for me?
And then real quick, Leon was saying, she didn't get as big a pop as CM Punk did.
I don't think anybody's gonna get a pop bigger than CM Punk. You got to realize CM Punk was away from wrestling for years before he stepped inside of a ring, and I'm not counting that smack talk shit that they had in WWE.
That
doesn't count. No. That doesn't count.
Yeah. He had a little cup of coffee. That's not really.
And not too many wrestling fans was watching him in the UFC.
Thank God. That he didn't need anybody watching that. So
for him to step back inside of a wrestling ring, that was huge. And I remember in one of the chats, in the Knuckleheads chat that I'm in, they were saying was her signing bigger than CM Punk? And I'm gonna say no.
I don't think so. That's funny. Sounds like a Disney Channel.
Ooh. See, you know what sucks is because of you and Leon, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back now, and I'm gonna listen to. I gotta see if they have it on Spotify. Do they have this on Spotify right now?
Oh God.
If they have this on Spotify, I'm not gonna listen to it tonight. I'm gonna listen to it tomorrow.
Yeah, let it cleanse out first.
I'm gonna
you
listen
can
to
go,
it.
Just go to YouTube and look at the clip of her coming out, and you're gonna see what me and Leon are saying.
I like to have the clear. I know. So they don't have it. They don't have it there yet. I'm sure they're gonna have it by the end of the week. They'll have it.
No, watch. I don't even watch. I give you 2 weeks, Kenny. You're gonna come on here. Yeah, DJ, you were right. This song's a mess. It's a mess. It is. Like I said, we keep it real in this show. That song's a mess. You just like it right now because you just heard it and you're excited to see her.
It's cool.
And and there's a chant that goes with it. So it's just come on, we pick up on these you're in wrestling, you want something where there's crowd participation. Okay. We do the yes chant. We do we sing when Seth comes out. We all go whoa with with Cody. Okay, we do this is why they made this song. I get it, but when you just listen to it, it's a mess. It's a mess.
And what's crazy is because when I do listen to Cody's theme, like in the car or whatever the case may be, like I do the whole I put my arms because it's catchy. Like you just like you can't help but do it. And obviously with the Mercedes,
but he doesn't whoa for the whole song,
right?
Okay, you don't.
But she only does the CEO thing. She only does the CEO thing in the beginning. And that's
it goes on for the on for the song. Yeah.
Oh my God. You know what? Maybe I tuned it out because I was just watching her.
That's what you did. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Now you're gonna watch. I'm telling you, that's the song.
What does Jamal have to say here? I like Mercedes, but it's the fact that AEW's women's division is chopped mid, and the fact that TK is
crap mid.
Oh, crap mid. Sorry, crap mid, and the fact that TK is just throwing money like the Atlanta Falcons. Wow.
Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons did give man. They gave
shout outs to Kirk.
Torn Achilles.
Shout outs to Kirk Cousins for getting that money. I don't know who. Listen, I don't know who his agent is.
Can we get him on? Like we need him.
Shout outs to the agent, and then Leon goes and says iCarly intro. Wow.
Now I gotta listen to iCarly. Like that. You're
wow. That's fucked
up. Because I haven't heard the iCarly. I haven't seen or heard of iCarly in years. So now I gotta listen to that one more time. But I'm telling you, watch it. I give you 2 weeks, Kenny. I give you 2 weeks, and I even give the IWC I'm gonna give them a month because you have people that are real big Mone fans.
We're gonna
give them a month, and they're gonna be like, I like her, but she needs to change that thing.
We're gonna circle back to this next week.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna see what happens. But
I'm staying on that hill.
But I think we covered everything that we wanted to cover, and that's been talked about in the IWC community. We're getting ready now for SmackDown tomorrow.
That's right.
If you're listening to the audio version on Friday, SmackDown is tonight. This is The Rock's last appearance on SmackDown until WrestleMania, because they only had him for 3. It could change. They could have him for a couple of more SmackDowns.
These ticket sales and be like, "Nah, Rock, we need you to walk out a couple more times.
We're gonna need you to do a couple of more.
Because these ticket sales are going crazy. Because my cousin in Arizona went to that show, and he's like, not a seat left in the house. It was hell for him to get tickets, and usually weekly record shows like Raw or SmackDown, you can almost get them on the night of.
Right.
He almost didn't make it, so no, I think they're good. I don't think this will be. I think they'll have him at least walk out to do a little something like.
Oh well, he's gonna close out the show,
right? And then the go home show. Come on,
I think you will have to have The Rock at least for the go home show,
right? Yeah, and I forgot about that finisher.
I don't like it either. It looks like she's either going to get hurt or she's going to get somebody else hurt. Look what she did in New Japan. Kairi Singh couldn't even take that correctly.
Just do the frog splash and let's move on here. Like, we know you love Eddie Guerrero. Just do the frog splash. We're good with that. And
I'm sure it's coming.
Jeez. Trying to make up these things. that you thought of when you were having a fever dream, and just do a move that we could all sell and take, please.
Just change it up and let's just get it over with. Let's see. Before we get out of here, let's go more into the chat here. So Leon goes, I think
they don't want to see us go.
They don't want us. They don't want to see us leave. Leon's like, I think Damian is cashing in on Cody once he wins the title.
Too.
What? Yo, let me tell you something. Damian Priest wins that title right when Cody wins. The amount of hate that we will see on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook is going to be insane. We will have to cover a whole show just on that alone. You know that, right? Like we will have to have a whole conversation
just flashing up
everything that we've seen.
Yeah. Leon, so I went to last year's WrestleMania. In case you didn't, like, the stadium is right down the street from me. And when I tell you we were walking out the stadium and there were children, bawling tears. Like, it was not, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not even saying that. Like, remember, like, back in the days, they'd be like, oh, the Hulkamaniacs are going to be walking out of the stadium crying. This was happening, okay? These children were walking out like their parents were consoling them as we were walking out of the stadium. If that happened, I can't even. That's why I close my eyes like that. I can't even imagine. Like, if Cody doesn't walk out of the building with the title, I don't know. I can't even imagine. I can't. And this is Philadelphia. I can't even imagine.
The Cody Crybabies is gonna come in full force, and the freaking ringleader of the whole entire Cody Crybaby army, Dave LaGreca, is going. You thought Dave was going crazy on Busted Open with this Cody Rhodes story? Imagine a week-long rant from Dave LaGreca about the Cody Rhodes story. Because he's gonna rant for the whole entire week.
I think he's even gonna in between their show, he's gonna guest on podcasts and rant some more. Show up in the morning to continue the rant.
He's more than welcome to come on here and rant away.
Oh, I just can't. Leon, we can't, like, just to make sure this story is ended. We just can't. I can't do it. I don't even want to put that out there. Just because we keep talking about it, it might happen. But I really don't want, like, because I can't do, like, just the devastation. Oh man.
Oh, they're all gonna rant.
Yeah, I like just have him walk out with it. Like, even if he lost it on Raw. Okay, if he lost it on Raw, I would be like, oh, all right, but but at Mania, oh God.
Let's close out the show here because, well, we're already hitting 2 hours. These people are going to keep us here all night. Don't get me wrong. I love the simple fact that you guys are here. It show. First of all, shout outs to everybody that came here tonight. Leon, Ken, Crown, Tyson, Jamal, who's always here. Like, who else am I missing here? Everybody that was on Instagram, they gave us love. Leo, who came through. You guys coming here on Thursdays to hang out with us and talk shop and get your opinions out there. We love it every single week that you guys come here and just continue to, support us, and we'll continue to support you because this is a show for the people. Like, we don't ask. It was crazy because I forgot to mention this in the top of the show, is that I watch other people's, like, live streams when they're talking wrestling. I like to watch everybody's stuff when I have the chance. And there were a couple of one that I went to, and it wasn't a lot of people in the chat. And you would think that, like, your comments will get scene. No, it was just like I would say something, nothing would happen, and people were pushing more for like, well, if you want me to read your comment, then like leave,
do
leave
a
a
super chat.
donation, leave a
Yep.
like we would love it. Don't get me wrong, because obviously we want to collect some type of money here, but we tell you every single week that like, hey, your opinions matter to
Yep.
us, just like you guys,
Very much so.
like you guys value our opinions on stuff. So
Yep.
we will continue to read your comments, post your comments, post your video notes, because you guys are the reasons, besides me and DJ loving wrestling, why we do this every week, because we know that you guys are going to be here to chat with us. So I thank you for that.
Yep. Yeah. So same here. Like, I want to thank everybody for coming. Like, we had, like, John was giving us some insider stuff earlier.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, we had Ken has been going off. We had Clown,
Mm-hmm.
who's here all the time. Leo. We had Jamal and Leon. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Jamal and Leon trying to keep us on. Like, I know what you guys are doing. That's all right. Trying to find my ring light is like, I was just talking
I
to
see
Kenny
it.
about this. Like, so if I put the ring light over here, it makes me look like I'm missing teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed that this week when I put my ring light on this side, it makes my eyes look like HBKs. I swear to God, people, my eyes are straight. Okay, that's the light. Okay, and me trying to keep up with what's happening on the screen. I swear to God, my eyes go straight. But yeah, thanks for, man. This is great. This is I can't wait for, like, when I wake up on Thursday mornings. Like, I get up all excited because I know, like, this is the night, that we're gonna be. So and we have you guys to thank for that.
Ken asks, do we stream the PNLs? Some of them we do. We did do elimination. We did elimination chamber at like 5 a.m, which is great because a lot of you guys showed up really early in the morning.
They did,
which is great.
Yep.
For WrestleMania, I'm trying to set it up where I can have my camera, because I'm sitting on a game chair. And it's a little rough at times to sit for so long. And I know WrestleMania is going to be really long. So I'm trying to set up the camera. Yeah, I'm trying to set it up where I can put it from my couch, and we could I can talk to people while I'm still there and stuff like that. And we can just have like a whole conversation while WrestleMania is going on. So definitely, I probably most likely will be online for WrestleMania. And whoever is watching, drop a comment, come on in, let's have a whole talk about night one. After WrestleMania is over for night one, obviously we'll do a recap show. Me and DJ will come on here and we'll talk the night away and talk about night one, and then we'll go into night two and we'll do a recap show for night two, and we'll talk about that as well here in the
Nux
on
will
the
be
show.
on with us.
Yeah, most likely. We can get them on here too, and we can have like a full conversation about that. They're actually for the go home shows for WrestleMania week. We will have more people on here, so we'll have the knuckleheads on here as well, and we can all just. That's going to be a lot of fun.
The round table,
because if you got to think about it, in the Knuckleheads Network, there's right now. There's only 2 of us. Then you got to add the other 4. So,
and we did that the night of Vince's, because they came on the night that Vince, all the stuff about Vince came on, and that, if you go back and listen to that show,
that was
don't be drinking anything while you're listening to it, because you're gonna.
there's gonna be a whole lot of drinking going on when it comes to night one of WrestleMania. So it's gonna be a fun night where we're all here in the group chat just talking away.
Yes.
But like, we shout outs to the Knuckleheads Network because they do help us out a lot. They help us stream our shows as well here on Thursday nights. Every single day, if you go on the Knuckleheads Network, they have something going on. and they're on from 9 all the way to 12. So we cover everything from wrestling to comic books to sports to Monday Night Raw watch-alongs to relationship advice and just real life things that go on in the world. The Fake Cave podcast, if you guys are looking to be updated every single week on brand new action figures that are coming out from Mattel or from Jazzwares or from Hot Toys, Phil, Nick, and Tommy Paradise, they're the ones to go to because they will break everything down to you. You can catch them over at the Fake Cave podcast, and you can sign up for their Patreon. It starts at $1 a month, and it gets you access to their Facebook page, which will give you access to at least about 600 to 700 active collectors. And when I mean active, these guys are on here.
They're not messing around.
They're on there every single day. They're hunting for action figures. They're helping other people look for action figures that they're looking for. And everything's at retail. I just got some starting lineup stuff from Mike Lanham, and he gave it to me at retail and only charged me for the shipping, which came out to nothing. I paid for 2 things. I paid $20.
Yep.
Any place else, they probably would have just tried to beat me upside the head in pricing.
Yeah, they want something in their pocket. So we do this for guys being able to get stuff in other regions for you. Like, because sometimes you do know that like not every action figure goes to every region. Like that's just how it works. But with this, you can complete anything with this group.
Shout out to the Jobbeteers podcast. They're another group of people who help us out a lot here. The Dumb Marks podcast, they always reposting our stuff all the time. Shout out to SeatGeek for being a sponsor. If you guys are new to SeatGeek and you don't have an account and you're thinking about buying tickets to a basketball game, baseball, or going to WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, try out SeatGeek. Use the code word to call up. That's going to save you $20. Ringside Collectibles, obviously, for giving us a sweet discount of 10%, and we could use that for every single purchase that we use. Battle Club Pro, they have announced that they are coming back to the New York scene starting April 28th. They have a big show going on there. We're actually one of the sponsors for that show, and we sponsoring a really big match that I can't wait to see this in person. It's Yaya versus Cosmic. Both of them are champions in Battle Club Pro, and these two are going to go at it. So if you don't know Battle Club Pro, please check them out on Instagram and follow them because that's an amazing group of people. And last but not least, Barrios Toys over on the West Coast. I've only heard good things about this place. And if I go to the West Coast, that's the first place that I want to stop in and check out.
March 24th, folks. March 24th. If you're in so Barrios Toys is in the Sacramento area, Northern California. They have Medusa will be there on the 24th. Meet and greet. The meet and greets there are wonderful. So if you look on my top shelf and you see all those AEW figures, that was from when I went to Barrios Toys.
Nice.
And you get a whole every person that has showed up to the meet and greet has been warm, friendly. You get to stand there and talk to them for a minute, take pictures, and they sign whatever you want, and they don't charge you for what you're signing. They just give you the one price. You come, you meet your heroes, get your stuff signed, get a nice picture. Great. Go and look at their story, too. You will. It's a father and son owned shop. They're just a sweet couple, just a sweet family of people that own this place. And I, like you said, every time I go, it's and then the stuff that they got in there too. I think Tommy is still trying to buy that Ric Flair statue off of him, but he's not coming off of the actual price. Yeah,
we might have to come to. We might have to come together. We might have to come together as a community and help Tom buy this action figure and see what's up. But the last shout out again, like the beginning, is you guys. every single week. You guys support us. Thank you so much. Continue to support us. And the best way you could support us is by liking, commenting, subscribing, telling your friends to come on here every single Thursday and just chat with us about the week of wrestling and the things that we see on Twitter every single day. But guys, until next time, be safe and have a good one.